Hi. I wanted to show you how I started my day. Painting Chewy on my face for a Star Wars party. I absolutely love Chewbacca, and I'll tell you why after this. Okay, so now we can talk. Oh, but wait, we have to do this first. Alright. So, I'm a little freaked out right now, actually. I had my cute little gnome that I had in my first video, my intro, and I think I introduced it in my intro, and was next to me for the last two tapings and is totally MIA. Cannot find him anywhere. Freaking out. And yes, I have dogs, but there's literally no remnants of this being that I created anywhere. So I brought another one. This is my little wizard gnome. He cute. And he's helping hold space with us today. And I will let you know what happened if I find the other one. This is why I don't name them. So, this is day 3 of my February challenge. And challenge it has been. Not horrible, but I didn't want to pre-tape anything. I wanted it to be the day of the challenge. So, yeah, so that's been challenging. And so I did a birthday party this morning. The theme was Star Wars. And I just love Chewbacca. I always have. And it wasn't really up until today that I really got some insight as to why. And I think the majority of it is because he speaks a language that really nobody else gets unless you're close to them, close to him. And yet people understand him. He's also a bit big and scary by looks, though quite comical and cute and sweet on the inside when he's not fighting the evil empire. And I totally resonate with this character. And I honestly have not seen very many Star Wars movies. I know. Sinful. I've painted for events of this sorts of things, but I haven't. Actually, that was Star Trek. See, I'll stop while I'm behind. But I totally resonate because I feel like Chewbacca a lot of the times. People say I'm scary and intimidating, and I'm 5'4" most days, and I don't get it. And this has been from the time I was little. And so I feel like an alien, first of all. I mentioned that before. I feel like I speak another language many times. And I have this like totally different perspective on how people see me. It's just very interesting. But I love, more than anything, I love that he doesn't really speak words and can communicate. And in my journey with doing guided channeling, intuitive stuff, you know, because most of my childhood I was more quiet, a lot more quiet, shy as could be, and in show business, so that conundrum, yeah. But I just am not sure that even though the words I'm speaking are what other people know, I don't know if it's because I don't necessarily speak from my mind. I speak from outside of my mind. And so when I look at other people who do similar work, who are more out in the public, publicly known, I don't have a cool accent. I wish I did. I can't fake one like some do. Just can't. And so when you see me and you're thinking this is all about my saying what I think, it's not true. It's getting information. It's coming through to my brain in different ways. Sometimes I get images. Sometimes I hear things. Sometimes I see things, like I see a word, or literally sometimes things come out and that it's not even me. It's honestly not even my cognitive planning of what to say. Now, sometimes that gets me in trouble because I will say things in situations that I do not predetermine at all, and boop, they come out, and while they may be exactly what is accurate, not perceived very nicely. So yes, I am a social nerd versus being a sci-fi nerd. I'm also an anatomy nerd. But anyway, so yeah, it makes it very awkward for me because it's just the way it is. And so a lot of times you'll see other people channeling, and they may speak in a different phraseology. They may speak in a different language or accent. They may speak in their tonal qualities may change. Mine not so much. I have been told, however, when I work, that I sometimes morph into different people visually, for those who can see those kinds of things. It's just what it is. So instead of deciding to, those puppy faces are at the door again. Stop. See, that's me. Instead of trying to change who I am or make myself fit or explain myself constantly, people get me who get me, people who feel the resonance of what I'm attempting to do in my life collect to me, want to hang out with me. When I have people around me, they're really like Chewbacca. They understand my words. I had somebody said, you know who you are if you're watching, she said, I have to remember Karina-isms or Karina language. And I was like, what do you mean? I speak normal. Yeah, apparently not so much. And part of that is really just that I speak my truth. I speak my philosophy. I speak my character, in that for me, I'm very I'm very different than a lot of perceived women. I don't know. I have a way about me where I just really like simplicity. I don't love drama. I don't love gossip. I don't engage in that stuff. Unless I, not never, because I'm not perfect, but 95% of the time I don't. And so when those dialogues and those situations are around me, I really remove myself and I have nothing to input. I want clarity in conversation. I don't want drama. So, let's see what a challenge is going to be for you, because I don't pre-script this. I have an opening that I think is going to be kind of a warm-up for the conversation that energy wants to talk to us about. So I'm wondering, is for a challenge for you for this week, should you decide to take it, is about how do you how do you speak your truth? How do you speak your character? How do you activate or create an action towards speaking and engaging in a way that's really who you want to be? So, for example, if you are, or say I am, if I am wanting to be true to myself, I am around a conversation of judgment or gossiping, right? Then I have a choice on how I want to engage myself in that conversation. I have many choices. I can not engage at all and walk away, excuse myself graciously. I can listen to see what's going on because humans intrigue me to no end. And or I can decide if I want to engage in channeling truth within that conversation. My goal is to lift up out of my human self and be in a spiritual listening mode, which is not always easy, and I'm not perfect at it, but it is something I'm very conscious of. So how do you speak your honest self? How do you carry your honest self when you're in environments? Observe, are you a complainer? Are you a criticizer? These are all different kind of archetypes that are pseudo-archetypes. Do you nitpick? Are you a bully? Do you buy into the conversation and completely negate anything that actually feels honest and true to yourself? Do you go numb? And just kind of zone out? So that's the observation that I would challenge you with until tomorrow. And I'm going to pick a card and see what's our supportive oracle card. It's the last one I did was actually off camera, and symbolism and nature and the universe, I can't make this stuff up. I'm really not very good storyteller, so I'm shuffling my cards. I'm not a very good storyteller because, which is one of the reasons I don't really resonate with tarot cards. The oracle cards, the ones that I pick, or the ones that pick me, are typically word-based, which I like word clarity. Word clarity is very, very cool to the unconscious because we have certain assumptions about certain words, and maybe we'll do a talk on this next time. Certain words carry certain meanings, but not necessarily the meanings that were intended by the word, but they're really meanings that we pick up from our family of origin, habit of picking up or habit of speaking. Every family has their own meanings for the same words, and oh my gosh, I came from an immigrant background, so English was a second language. So yeah, I had to learn words in a whole different way. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards and I'm parting them, and this part has the card that we want. I'm going to part them again, and this part is the ones that have what we want, and I'm putting the pictures towards you and see which one I'm guided to get. This one. So I will show you first. Do I have it upside down? Boop. How's that? Ah, peace. Cool. So what's cool about this image is that while the word means peace, to me I'm getting guidance around our conversation, which is bring yourself in to a center point when you're in and around people and having a conversation, and see who you are in this conversation. And you can only really do that if you pull the camera lens back and really close your mouth. Are you the one who talks the whole conversation? Maybe. I would love to hear your observations about yourself in conversations, and if you particularly have difficulties in a certain group, this is a great exercise to do during that time. You know, the goal isn't to isolate ourselves from all the people in our environment that we can't stand to be around. It would be a very lonely place, and while some of us are more hermits than others, there is still a requirement to engage, and that is in our blood, in our cells, and in our DNA. So I wish you luck with your challenge, and we'll speak again tomorrow. And it's Saturday night, so conversations get very interesting on Saturday night. Thank you so much. I wish you much empowerment. And my lovelies, I will talk to you again.